Hi, everyone. Mr. aka Realtor Dave, start of September 2015. What I want to talk about today is probably the question I get asked most these days, and that is why the Calgary real estate market is not going to crash, why it's not going to correct. A lot of people have this fear out there. It's not going to happen. Let me tell you why. I read a lot of these articles, a lot of articles in the Globe, the Herald. I see them all every day predicting deep cuts in the Calgary real estate market. Now, these articles have some fantastic stats that throw a lot of information at you, but I'm always struck by the fact they seem to forget the human aspect to real estate. While a home purchase is the biggest transaction of a person's life, it's also the most important, most emotionally and physically. People do not want to lose their house. They're going to do everything in their power to keep it, even if they lose their job. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people these days, people who lose their job, they're getting decent severances, fortunately, so people are able to hold on to their home for a long period of time, especially without those day-to-day expenses of going to work, driving down there, gas, parking, lunch, those sorts of things. Now, I'm seeing other people rent out rooms in their house, renting out individualized rooms. There's also people who are renting out the entire home or their entire condo and moving into something smaller and cheaper. And finally, I'm seeing some people just, ask mom and dad, say, can I have a loan for a few months? And these things are protecting the real estate market right now. People don't want to sell for a loss. And that's why we're seeing sales go down so much, but prices not. With the uncertainty out there, people are really hunkering down. For the people who think, well, it's all well and good, Dave, but what about when those foreclosures start to kick in? Those foreclosures won't probably start to kick in till at least a year from now. And even if they do, I'm not saying they will, we have a very different system than the Americans. It's much harder here for banks to foreclose on a property, sell it. They still have to justify the price they sell it at. They can't just give it away. That's why foreclosures, if you ever looked at one, never really that great of a deal. Now, I'm going to give you guys some statistics. I know there's people out there saying, oh, I don't know, Dave, this is all pretty hokey. As of right now, the bottom of our market, the first-time home buyer market, is very solid in Calgary. And so long as that is solid, it shows me there's people who are still able to buy, still willing to buy. Right now, say for the $400,000 to $500,000 range, which is a pretty typical start a home for people, we're seeing the sales to new listings at about 85%. So that means for every 10 new listings that are taken, 8.5 of them are selling right now in a month, which is pretty good. Even we take in the excess inventory from the previous months, 4 in 10 of them are still selling, which is still pretty solid. I think people might hear that like, oh, only 4 in 10 are selling. As a realtor, I think any realtor can tell you, there's a lot of people who aren't really serious about selling when they price their home too high. If your home is priced too high, it won't sell. Now, where's the issue in the market? The issues in the market are at the very top end. I think this is why people are seeing, or why people believe there'll be a crash in the market. The market is very skewed right now. So remember how I said 85% of new listings for homes 400,000 to 500,000 are selling? In the million plus range, only 22% are selling. So a quarter of that amount, which is a big issue. Obviously less than are being built, but less than are being sold. And for homes, we include that old excess, the excess of inventory from January to February in those sorts of places, only 5% of homes above $1 million are selling these days. I know in Altador, we're about 1 in 20 these days, about that 5%. We have 40 for sale right now, 2 sold in the last month. So that's the real issue. That's the issue in the market, is that top end of the market. That end of the market cannot topple the rest of the market down. The luxury market can shrink down, but it will not topple the market. And really the people who are seeing probably the most crunch these days are developers who are holding on to those properties. Most people who are living in $1 million home these days know not to try and sell it. The problem is the developers who've been taking a year and a half to build these properties, now just finishing them, and they're sort of stuck with them at this point in time. So, basically the point of that is that the top end of this market cannot collapse the bottom end of it. That is why I do not predict the Calgary real estate market will correct or crash. If we're still here in a year from now, people might be running out of options, might be a different story. But as of right now, for the next year, I do not think we'll see more than a 5% price decrease. 5% is still obviously a lot, but that is the most I see happening over the next year. Questions on this one, guys, as always, give me a call, 403-990-1278, or send me an email to d.ruthick@gmail.com. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Talk to you all soon. Bye.